April is here, and aside from April Fools, which seems to be something that has been making its rounds around the world recently, and it's making quite a buzz. Another thing that is making quite a buzz lately is Xiaomi Fan Festival. So, one of the new things that is coming out this month is the Xiaomi FanFest edition of the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G, and we have that with us right now. This is the unique colorway. It's called Mystic Silver. So we now have four different colors aside from black, white, and the purplish bluish, light bluish shade. And this phone retails for around 20,999 pesos. So hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and open it up. Over here, we have a nice, soft gray colored jelly case designed by Redmi. Ooh, we have a bunch of stickers for the Xiaomi Fan Festival or XFF 2024. Now we have the phone itself. Let's take a look at the stuff that's printed. So ultra clear 200 megapixel camera with OIS, 1.5K 120Hz AMOLED curved display, immersive viewing, ultra thin bezels. It is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Ultra chipset, 120 watts hypercharged with 5000 milliamp hour battery, IP68 dust, and water resistance. Oh wow, check that out guys. Couple of things really stood out for me. Number one is just how smooth and how well polished the rear panel of the phone is. Then you have this nice little logo over here, which is not something that you usually see in Xiaomi Redmi devices. And then you have the LED strip right here along with the 200 megapixel OIS branding. It might be worth mentioning that this phone is quite hefty. I could really feel the weight just by holding this phone and unboxing this phone for the first time. Looking at the bottom, you have a very standard arrangement, USB Type-C port, bottom firing speakers, and then the SIM tray. From the side, you have the power button as well as the volume rocker. Here's the view from the top. Let's go ahead and power this on. Ooh, we have eSIM. Nice. Okay, so look at the bezels on this phone. The chin is super thin and it is balanced compared to the top. The sides are much thinner, but that's possibly because of the curved display, the curved edge. This phone is also thicker than other phones in the 25,000 peso price segment. So yeah, it would have been more premium if it were thinner. We finally finished setting up our system and immediately you might notice that the wallpaper appears to be slightly different. So this is the Xiaomi FanFest wallpaper. It is unique to the XFF edition, although anyone can just copy the wallpaper itself and install it on their phone, so no worries. So these are all the wallpapers that are pre-installed with the system. You have MIUI 14, nature, curves, etc. Okay, system wallpapers. This looks like the default Redmi Note 13 Pro or Redmi Note 13 series wallpaper. So aside from that, you have the XFF edition wallpaper, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So here's our system at a glance. It runs on Android 13 with MIUI 14, so it's still not running on HyperOS. Hopefully that'll come in a later update. And as you can see, we have 512 gigabytes of internal storage, but 30 gigabytes of that is already being occupied by the system. It comes with 12 gigs of memory with 6 gigs of virtual RAM. Okay, I'm exploring the system and there seems to be a small amount of preloaded apps, stuff like Netflix, Facebook, YouTube, of course, Spotify, LinkedIn, TikTok. This to me is an acceptable amount of preloaded software and I'm very happy with this. Right now we're in YouTube and I'm trying to play a 4K HDR source, and the highest that it allows us to go is up to 2K 60p HDR, which is great. Let's go ahead and play that back. Over to Netflix. It seems that we have Widevine L1 support, which is great, which means we will be able to play DRM protected content in full HD and above. And what's great about this phone is that it has HDR capabilities and it is supported in Netflix. So you have HDR10 HEVC as well as Dolby Vision. So let's go ahead and play an HDR source. All right, so I'm getting a very satisfying viewing experience on the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus. The colors and the viewing angles are quite good on the AMOLED panel. And then when it comes to audio, I'm hearing very decent amount of dynamic range and loudness from the top and bottom firing speakers. Although I feel that the bass is slightly lacking. Of course, you can only get so much bass out of this form factor. So for the best audio experience, you are gonna need a headset. Unfortunately, this phone, regardless of how thick it is, doesn't come with a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. So you're stuck with Bluetooth. So hopefully you have a really good pair of Bluetooth headsets. Alright, when it comes to photography, this phone packs a 200 megapixel Samsung ISOCELL HP3 flagship level main sensor with OIS. It also has a ultra wide angle lens as well as a macro lens. Then for the selfie camera, it comes with a 16 megapixel sensor. So we're gonna explore that one by one, and then we're gonna show you some sample photos so that you can go ahead and see for yourself and let us know if you observe anything or if you like what you see in the comment section. Tapos meron siyang OIS or Optical Image Stabilization. Pero meron din siyang EIS. Hindi lang natin pinon kasi pag yan yung nilalagay nila sa loob daw ng taco bomb. So, for what it's worth, this has to be our favorite colorway out of the 4 variants that are now available for the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G series. It just looks like it's made out of one solid piece of titanium or silver, and the Xiaomi FanFest logo at the bottom just adds a lot of character to this phone. Performance-wise, it does well for the price that we are asking for, which is 20,999 pesos. When it comes to photography and videography, the cameras on this phone are pretty satisfying, although we would like to point out that the 20 to 25,000 peso price range is extremely competitive, and we've seen some very impressive phones. So hopefully OIS is here to stay and we keep seeing improvements in the camera segment on that price range. The only criticism that I have at the moment would be on the software side. We're hoping to see HyperOS. Unfortunately, this phone is still running on MIUI 14. I mean, there's no better time for this phone to get HyperOS than during the XFF. Xiaomi, hurry up and start pushing that sweet HyperOS update on this phone. Do you guys have any questions about the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G or about the Xiaomi FanFest in general? Let us know in the comment section and we'll see you guys there. Paalam.